Hey guys, welcome to the Dan Miller Show. So I was doing, I was at the Bills open practice Tuesday and everything. I thought the stadium looked great to me personally, all that, and wanted to, you know, say my opinion on it is there may be some structured view, but there's one I saw. It looked like it was perfect for a concert, but not for a football game. So, you know, people would probably just sit there. I bet you in week one, or Bill's home opener against Detroit on Thursday night, that probably seat won't be sold. You know, probably be open. We won't see much, which is fine. Whatever. That's some people want to bitch, but whatever. Anyways, I had a great time. I posted it, so check it out. Stuff I loved the practice. It was great. Um, you know, seeing Tyler Bass kicked, he was perfect for the game. Um, watching that, and the 2 minute drill. Um, Josh Allen looked pretty good, and then he didn't look so good. There was almost should have been a pick six. Should have been. He was gone. He read that play so perfectly. I forgot who it was. But and then Bills had to practice today. Well, against the Cleveland Browns. Um, there was a little scruffle, but Kincaid tore them up. As usual. Browns, I don't know, they probably couldn't find their own asshole on a fucking map. And, you know, so who knows? You know what I mean? But I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be really good this year. You know what I mean? Who's going to make it? You know, listening to, I think his name is Jermaine from the Code Rush Sports Media podcast and everything. We're going to do fantasy football with our friend from Dallas, Texas, Sir Baby and everything. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I love, like him, I love talking sports. I love talking about the Sabres, the Bandits, the Bills, just football in general, basketball a little bit. I don't watch every game or anything like that. Chicago Bulls fan, you know. So, little baseball here and there. I watch mostly the playoffs than anything, but I watch, I love talking sports like him, man. I think he lives right here in Buffalo. I've been here since 1986, so you guys know. Um, Basically, you know, when Jim Kelly signed with the Bills, I was here right before he did that. Am I the good luck charm that happened in that time in the, mid 80s to, you know, 99? you know? So, like, hey, I don't know. Um, I thought it was great for the Buffalo Bills to get Jim Kelly. I was just learning how football works. Um, the following year, I played football. I played wide receiver because I was tall and fast at the time. I'm not fast now. I'm still tall, but not fast. Um, Plus, it's not a position I wanted to play. I played flag football. I played touch football. I played football where the safest person is one with the ball. I played quarterback. I played wide receiver. I played tight end. But my passion was punter and kicker. And I played semi-pro football, and I was good. Um, and stuff like that. And watching, the Cold Rush Sports here, um, and talking about it, and then, like, like he predicts DJ Moore with his touchdowns and stuff like that. I still think Keon Coleman. It's my hot take right now. I know he's injured, and stuff like that. But my hot take is right now that he's going to lead the team in yards or receptions. Maybe not TDs. I think they'll DJ Moore. But they are going to throw it 40 plus, 30, 40 plus, almost every drive. We'll get the screenplays and stuff like that, to the running backs like Cook and Ty Johnson. He's on the roster, even though he's injured right now. But he's on the roster and everything. So, maybe, get some guests or something on here. I was listening to Talking Buffalo with Patrick Moran and listening to it, and I'm like, wow, that's a good idea. Where he's thinking about going to the stadium and you can go to the concourse without actually going into the stadium. And I'm like, do a podcast there, a pregame podcast before the actual game starts and everything. I'm like, that's a good idea, and live stream, and maybe I would do that. If you guys want me to do that, hit like, subscribe, and make a comment. Let me know if you guys are into that. So let me know for that. But that was a good idea. And I was listening to him, I think it was last night or the night before, and he had Kojo on from WGR on the Extra Point Show and Sports Talk Radio on Saturdays or something like that. And, I asked a question but didn't get answered. So I'll ask you guys, here's my question. I have two questions for you guys. One's for Buffalo fans, Sabres and Bills. And the other one's more generic for anybody and stuff like that. If you could change one rule in the NFL, what would it be? And I thought about it because, I'm going to give a question. And I thought about the personal fouls trumps any other penalty. Now, if there's two personal fouls, one on each team, then it's all set. Okay, replay the down, we'll start over. You know what I'm saying? But if one is a holding call, that's a 5-yard penalty, but you got a personal foul, personal foul trumps anything else. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I should see it. So make a comment, let me know with this. All right, the second question is for the Buffaloes, like me and stuff that grew up, with Jim Kelly, Doug Flutie, Rob Johnson, Tyrod Taylor, Nathan Peterman, and then now we got Josh Allen. My kids get to enjoy Josh Allen, and stuff like that. Even though one was 4 when Josh Allen get drafted, 3 or 4, and the other one was either 6, 5 or 6, something like that. So, yeah, maybe 7. 7. Yeah, 7. 7 when the drought happened, so I know that. Anyways, so my question is, if you could choose which game, the Buffalo Sabres no-go game, to say, hey, that never happened, Sabres win that game, or the wide right game, which Scott Norwood kicked it wide right, I think it was a 47-yard field goal, and he kicks it wide right. But this time he kicks it straight in, down the pipe, in. Field goal's good. Bills win the Super Bowl. So if the no goal, you can take one of them away. One of them. Take one of them away. The no goal or the wide right. Which one would you prefer? Make a comment. Please hit like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know which one you like and the NFL rule. The one rule that you could change in the NFL, what would it be? Maybe Green Bay Packers fans, the tush push, they could, I won't ban that. Probably Sal Capaccio would probably, ban that. He doesn't like it, stuff like that. But it works, so use it to your advantage. Keep going. But mine would be the personal foul trumps any other foul unless there's two personal fouls, and then that would offset and just restart the game. All right, it's first and 10 at the 25-yard line or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So that's me personally. I did do a little thing here. The draft, like if I was drafting the Buffalo Bills in 1986, Buffalo Bills versus when Marv Levy officially had a full season with the Buffalo Bills in what was it, November 3rd, 1986. He did, when he drafted, or when he became the head coach, or, well, yeah, I think so, or intern, but in 87. So we're going to go from 1987, Buffalo Bills lineup, and then we're going to compare it to Sean McDermott's first year as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. So 87 and Sean McDermott, first year as head coach. But we're going to, part one right now is going to be the 1987 Buffalo Bills. We're going to do defense first. So left defensive end, Sean McNain. Nose tackle, Fred Smerlas. Right defensive end, Bruce Smith, obviously. Left outside linebacker, Cornelius Bennett. Left outside right linebacker. Or no, wait. Shane Kahn. Right inside linebacker, Scott Rodnick. Right outside linebacker, Tally. Left linebacker, Derek Burgess, or left corner. I'm sorry, he's a corner. I wrote that down here wrong. I don't know why I did that. Because I got the right. Nate Odoms on the right side, safety, Dwight Draw, and free safety, Mark Kelso. And that's part one now. Part two will be the offense of the 1987. And then part three will be the Bills defense. These are starters, just doing starters, comparison and stuff like that. So that was part one. Part two will be the Buffalo Bills 1987 offense, starters of first 11. The same with Sean McDermott's first year as head coach. We'll do the defense, and then we'll do the offense. We'll throw in kickers and stuff like that. That'll be part of the offense. That'll be part two, part three, part four. So there'll be 4 parts to this. So hopefully you guys will subscribe, and tell me what you think about those questions and everything. So thank you for subscribing and listening to me and stuff like that. So go Bills. See you next time.